Hey y'all, what's cracking? This is Glitch coming back at y'all. Thanks for coming back to the spot. We finna talk about today, like you say, you heard in the top, racist cop gets like 260 something years. You know, what's happening right now is they accused of raping I believe it's killing a 3-year-old little girl. So yeah, they finna get some justice. I don't know why people they always do this stuff, and then when they get the actual justice brought down on them, they can't take it. I just think it's funny. The video was a lot longer, but all this screaming and all that, I can't take that. So we finna go to the next one now. This is the cop tried to lie to a judge.
That dash cam video helped provide a Bloomfield, New Jersey man's innocence. It's a story we first broke at 7 Online.
This 30-year-old faced a number of charges, including eluding police and assault. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace obtained the dash cam tapes, and she spoke exclusively with him. Sarah?
Well, Diana and Sade, quite a turnabout. All of the criminal charges against Marcus Jeter have been dismissed. 2 Bloomfield cops have now been indicted. A third quietly pleaded guilty to tampering and retired. It's all because of video the cops may have tried to hide.
Get out the car!
Do something in the dark.
This is the Bloomfield Police Department's dash cam video that prosecutors say they never saw when they pursued criminal charges against 30-year-old Marcus Jeter. Notice his hands in the air. He was charged with eluding police, resisting arrest, and assault. And also notice who throws repeated punches.
If the tape hadn't surfaced,
I was going to be doing jail.
The incident began when cops were called to the Bloomfield home Jeter shares with his girlfriend. No charges were filed, and Jeter says he left after briefly talking to officers.
They say you were eluding them.
When they were behind me with the lights on, I pulled right over,
So you weren't trying to escape?
No, I wasn't trying to escape.
In a video from the first police car, prosecutors did see Jeter stops on the side of the Garden State Parkway. The cops pull out guns.
Why didn't
you just say one less nigga on the streets?
Because I was afraid. There was a cop on my left with a gun pointed at me, and there was one on my right side with a shotgun pointed. I'm afraid that I might get shot.
With a pistol pointed at me.
The tape not initially turned over is on the dash of a second police car that comes from the opposite direction, crosses the median into ongoing traffic, and then strikes Jeter's car. There is no mention of that in any police report. When Jeter first told his attorney that part of the story,
it was incredible. I didn't believe his story at that particular point in time.
So you finally believed him then?
Yes.
The next thing I know, as he's coming around the car, the glass gets busted, and all the glass goes in my face.
Get out the car!
Your hands are up.
My hands are up. As soon as he opened the door, one of the officers reached in and just punched me in my face. As he's trying to take the seatbelt off, he's elbowing me in my jaw. And I'm like, ah. And he's like, stop trying to take my gun.
Don't go for my gun!
Stop resisting arrest. Stop trying to take my gun.
And
as he's saying that, I just knew, and I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, okay, this is going to go wrong.
Anytime they abuse their authority like that, that's putting somebody else in place. You know what I'm saying? So they like to take. That's just how I see it.
And right before they, when they opened the door about to put me in, the officer hits me in the back of the head again.
as soon as prosecutors saw this video, they dismissed all of the charges against Jeter. Interesting to note, an investigation by Bloomfield PD's scandal-plagued Internal Affairs Division had found no wrongdoing by police officers.
The blame is with the Bloomfield Police Department not providing that tape. If we hadn't had the tapes in this particular case, an innocent man would be in jail today.
I'm sure that if this happened to me, it could happen to a bunch of other people, you know.
Scary, right?
It's a scary situation.
And we were there exclusively today in Essex County Court in Newark, where Bloomfield police officers Sean Porter, there on the left, and Orlando Trinidad, who you will see here on the right, were arraigned on charges including conspiracy, official misconduct, and falsifying reports. Trinidad is also charged with aggravated assault. They pleaded not.
Look at that. Assault on a black man.
With his hands extended out of his driver's window, he was grabbed out, thrown to the ground, and struck
Ain't no need for that.
16 times.
Now, if somebody would have went and came by, bust off some shots at them, you know what I'm saying? They'd have thought they was wrong. The incident was figured out on the loss of dash. Vonda Evans didn't hold back. I wouldn't either. You know, kudos to you, Vonda.
What crime did I commit? Being a black man in a Cadillac.
That's the crime, right?
Stopped for a minor traffic offense.
At least in their eyes.
By a group of racist police officers.
Klan.
Looking to do an.
Klans.
After hearing the defendant and his fellow officers.
If you didn't know, when she beat, she said,
joke about his injuries as they were wiping blood off their uniforms with disinfectant.
See?
2015. Please be quiet in my courtroom.
Exactly.
How does this happen?
To
Mr. Dent and his family, I am truly sorry.
You sorry, nigga? You should have did it. I think you should have got both of them. That's good.
Got him. Oh!
Wow. Judge finna review the victim.
Yes, it really troubles me. And I just have to read it in paragraph 6. I assume the victims in this case are white? Yes. All right. It troubles me greatly that this statement says, this incident has had the most impact on my daughter. She's in constant fear of black men. When out running errands, if we come across a black male, she holds me tight and begs me to leave. It has affected her relationships at school and relationship with our African American friends. Really? You don't have to answer for it, but I want to make that part of the record. I'm offended by that. I'm deeply offended by that. That they would be victimized by an individual and then express some kind of fear of all black men. I wonder if the perpetrator had been white, would they be in fear of white men? The answer would probably be no. I'm offended by that. It's not going to affect what happens here, but I want to make it part of the record, and perhaps you pass this on. I find this very offensive.
And I understand the court's outrage there. Well, I mean, I guess I really don't, but.
Well, you understand.
I understand where you're coming from, Your Honor.
I understand exactly where I'm coming from.
See, that's some.
Here's why we object to probation, Judge.
But
what we're really talking about here is that probation would unduly depreciate the seriousness of what happened. This was a home invasion. The victims were a husband, a wife, and a 3-year-old little girl.
And make no mistake about it, I voiced some outrage about a statement, a portion of that statement. But I'm also outraged that anyone would go into anyone else's home and commit a violent offense like this. Exactly. That's outrageous also. This little girl has certainly been victimized. And she can't help the way that she feels. My exception is more with her parents, and they're accepting of that kind of mentality and that fostering of that, those kind of stereotypes. But I'm going to grant your motion today for probation. I know the combo's position. And in here, most times, I can't say for sure. I got to look at everything. But you commit an offense like this with a handgun, I'm going to send you to prison 4 times than not.
Fined as follows. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery and set punishment at 8 years.
Satisfying, I've seen.
Count 2, procuring lewd exhibition. Not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition.
Hawks Claw, whatever their name is.
Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4,
got like
procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years.
Bet you wish you would have did that now, didn't you, bro?
Count 5, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years. Count 6, defendant is not guilty of the crime of stalking. Count 7, defendant is not guilty of the crime of sexual battery.
On Oklahoma or whatever, yeah, they need.
Count 8, defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy, and punishment is set at 20 years.
Got him! Got him!
Count 9,
crying now, bro.
Terrorizing a child's birthday party is going to prison for their part in the racially motivated crime. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live in Douglas County, and Taisha, the courtroom was filled
with tears today. A white
couple
in Georgia crying horror after get 28 years.
This was an extremely intense and emotional court hearing. People were emotional on both sides. Two mothers faced off, the mother of the victim and the mother of the defendant. They addressed each other in court today.
In prison.
Jose Torres and Kayla Norton cried throughout this entire sentencing hearing. The judge said their crimes were racially motivated and filled with hate, and then sentenced both of them to more prison time than the state was asking for. Torres got 18 years, Norton got 6. Norton is a mother of 3 young children.
Y'all need to think about what y'all doing.
Responsibility and said not walking away from the situation on July 25th, 2015 was the worst decision of her life.
Yeah, it was.
The couple was part of a large group the judge called white supremacists. This Facebook video helped
that's how all these white supremacists is.
Their pickup trucks
they think they big and bad behind, when they out behind their brother, their homies and flags and all that. Once they get got, get sentenced, or somebody get a baseball bat and want to run up in the middle of them, oh, then they got a problem. They want to cry. See, look at that. Look. If it ain't you, who was it? Was it your twin that came from a different planet? I don't want your sorry.
The apology caused some...
Once again, y'all, this is Blix. Thank y'all for tuning into the spot. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, all that. Let me know what you want to see. What you think about this video. I'll see you.